Hi, I'm David. I own and operate Country Whatnot Gardens here outside of Rochester, Indiana, which is about an hour south of the Michigan state line. I grow 25 different species and varieties of bamboo, and behind me is Phylostachyceros spectabilis, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to harvest bamboo as it applies to when you collect it for garden stakes, making bamboo fences, or any other crafts that you have in mind. And I have a few tools here that I'm going to show you. I've got one that you would not use, and I've got a couple that you could use. Now I have two saws. This saw right here has 6 to 7 teeth per inch. This saw has 15 teeth per inch. Now you don't want to use the coarse toothed saw. You would want to use the fine toothed saw with about 15 teeth per inch. And then when you're dealing with smaller culms, I'm trying to fold up this other saw in just a second. Okay, then when you're dealing with smaller culms, you could use your garden loppers. Now, when you cut your culm, right here is a node. When you make your cut, you're going to want to cut right above your node. Now, if I can get my camera to set up here, like so. I'm going to take my loppers. This is a culm that is only 1/2 inch or smaller in diameter. And you're just going to cut it right off of there. And then you're left with your node right there, and then a fine cut. And the reason is because there's that hole right there where the internode is, the hollow part, and then the solid part at the node inside. And you don't want rainwater to collect in that any more than what you can help. So cut it as closely to the node as you can so you don't have a big hollow cup standing there above ground to collect rainwater, and because it can encourage rot and so forth. Now that you have your culm cut right there, you can then take these tools. This is these are concave cutters, and they're used by bonsai growers for removing branches, and they also work great for removing branches off of bamboo culms. So I'll go down here, right to the branch, right there. I'll take these, and I'll go right up next to the node. Let's see. Make sure I'm showing it. Okay, I'm right on the branch, and snip it right off, and trim it up a bit. And then you can see how nice and smooth and flush that gets that right there. I don't know how close I can focus on that, but it did an excellent job, and there's no sharp corners or surfaces there to snag your fingers or anything else on. Now, if we're dealing with a larger culm, I'm going to use this fine-tooth saw, 15 teeth per inch, and I'm going to come over here to this larger culm right here. Same story, right above the node. Let's see if I can get it started, and then just going to cut right through this. It's hard to saw and hold a camera. Sorry about that. Just going to saw right through it. There we are. And it's loose. And right there, we have the node and the cut. And I can blow the sawdust out of there. There we go. Not an excessively large hollow there where the inner node was. And then we have a nice culm right here. And again, you could remove the branches off of this culm with these as well. These will remove some decently sized branches. Again, these are concave cutters, and you can get those at most bonsai supply places. They're my favorite thing I have for removing branches off of bamboo culms because it is so easy. easier with two hands. One to hold the culm, there we go, and another to use the cutters. But there it is, a nice smooth cut right off of that culm. And then you have a culm that you can use for bamboo fencing, garden stakes, or anything else that you could do. Or also as a phone holder. I currently have my phone off of my typical phone holder here, and that I usually use, and you can see it. This is a piece of crook stem bamboo, and it's really ergonomic because it has this crook in it right here, which helps with holding it really well. Keeps it from turning versus if it was just a straight piece. So anyway, you can use bamboo for all kinds of things. Now when you watch my videos, you know what my phone is fastened onto there usually. So anyway, I did get this saw from Hita Tool and Hardware in California. They import tools from Japan because it's hard to find bamboo saws in the US. But anyway, not a sponsor, by the way. They didn't sponsor this. I've had this saw for a number of years, and it's done very well. And it has this catch in it right here, which you press down, and then the blade folds in and for storage. That way, when you're handling it, you're not, otherwise, when it's not in use, you're not nicking your fingers on the teeth. And they do sell replacement blades as well for when one goes dull, but I've been using this for a number of years and it has yet to go dull. Now this coarser tooth saw, this came from Amazon. Again, it has a folding blade as well, folds right in. And this one is what I use for pruning branches off of the flowering cherry trees and so forth that are here in the garden. I've got several types of Japanese flowering cherries. I have Yoshino, Kanzan, Oshima, Weeping Higan, and Autumn Higan. And it comes in handy for pruning those. Let's see, there's a Yoshino cherry tree right over here. And even though they are sterile and they don't produce fruit, I still prune them as a stone fruit, which is open vase shape with not too large of a spread so that the branches here don't sun scald in the winter. If these branches were out at a lower angle like this, they would sun scald in the winter. But anyway, open vase form like this. This is a Yoshino cherry. Again, it's a sterile variety just for flowering. But this is the saw. It's 6 to 7 teeth per inch that I use when I prune stuff off. But anyway, that's been a look at some of the saws and things that I use here. I use that fine tooth one that's 15 teeth per inch when I do bamboo for larger fences. When I do brush fences, like that Hogengaki down there, which is not yet completed, or this Shibagaki down this way, we use a brush trimmer, which is like a weed eater with a saw blade. The brush part of that fence was cut with brush trimmer, but the bigger stuff, like this, or like this fence here, those are cut with the saw that is 15 teeth per inch. You don't want to use your loppers on larger culms like that. Your loppers being these. You don't want to use these on larger culms because instead of cutting, they will crush it, and then it'll crack and run vertically right up the culm, and then it won't be of much use unless you're using split bamboo for something. And I'll get into splitting bamboo in another one of these videos one of these days. But anyway, this saw here that is 15 teeth per inch is my favorite go-to tool for cutting larger culms like this size and up. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on how to harvest your bamboo. And then of course these, my concave cutters, are my favorite for branch removal. So anyway, thank you for stopping by again. I really appreciate it. Until next time, take care. Oh, and please give me a like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you and have a great day. Bye.